and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of LPA Presents. I'm your host, Matthew Rhodes. Today's guest is Schuyler Moore, an attorney in the film industry for the state of California and author of the book, The Biz 5th Edition. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you.
Now, I've been in 2 of your webinars by the IFTA, creating content for alternate digital media and film financing in a VOD world. Some of these questions are based off of those videos, so I would recommend to people, if you haven't watched them, please find them on YouTube and see them for yourselves. They're worth watching. And I will admit, I did try to read your book, but I got caught up with the whole Security Exchanges Commission section, since I know very little about that kind of thing. Is there anything important I should actually know about this SEC?
Yeah, absolutely. Every time anybody raises money for a film from investors, they are doing a securities offering, and they're subject to the securities laws, and they have to comply very carefully with the securities laws, or they can end up in jail and personally liable to the investors, even if the film loses money. So it's very important for people to comply with the securities laws. It's often overlooked, but it's absolutely critical. Every time, whether it's money from mom and dad, friends, a loan, anything, everyone's always running around trying to get money for films, and you got to comply with the securities laws.
Okay. I'm going to continue reading the book. I just got caught up on that section. Okay. In film financing in a VOD world, you said you're not supposed to pay producers up front, but as for the anointed ones, the producers that pitch to VODs, do they usually ask for a fee?
So I asked for a fee from who?
From you, when you're trying to pitch to them, maybe get them to pitch your project to VODs.
Oh, sorry. So when you're saying you, sorry, it's somebody with I'm lost as to who's doing what to whom.
Okay. So the anointed ones, when you approach them, do they usually ask for a fee?
No, they don't. If they either want to partner with you or they don't ask for a fee. They're very hard to reach. The anointed ones are producers that have deals at the streamers or studios, or are have good reputations and everyone likes to work with them. But and either they want a project or they don't. What they'll hope to do is, if it's a good project, they'll hope to get paid by the streamer or the studio, is what they'll hope to do.
Okay. Now, are they like an agent, or do you have to have an agent specifically? Do they accept unsolicited projects?
Some do. They're not an agent. These are producers. So the anointed ones are people that produce films, and they're always looking for good content and good projects. They typically want someone that has has talent attached in a perfect world. Either a very compelling project, or very compelling script or something, or they have talent attached, or they have some track record, they have some street credibility, and what the producer's goal is going to be to produce the film,
okay,
or show, or series, or whatever it is.
Then I guess I should count my blessings with my work. I managed to get Tracy Pafal on board with my project.
There you go. Yeah.
Now, these producers aren't publicly listed, are they?
No.
How would I go about being able to contact them?
Yeah. You just go. All you have to do is read the credits. Go pick a streamer and look at the films in your genre. For example, let's assume you're going to do horror or comedy. You would just, and let's assume you're interested in that. You want to sell a comedy film to Netflix. You would go on Netflix, look at their comedy films, look at the credits. Who are the producers of those films? And those are the anointed ones.
Okay. I kind of wonder, what is a producer's job exactly when it comes to projects?
Well, the best description I heard from a famous producer was a producer is like a dog running around with a script in their mouth trying to sell it to a studio. So what they do is they get latched onto a project, and they try to pitch it to studios, streamers, somebody to make it, and then they try to run around and get talent attached to act in it and to direct, and they attach talent. They marry movies with money, so they try to attach talent and they try to attach money.
Okay.
They're not the people that are typically on set during production. Those are line producers. That's a whole different. That's what most the public thinks of as producers is really line producers, and um, they don't get the glory. They don't get the Academy Award. They do all the hard work, and and they're underappreciated. That's for sure. Those are the line producers.
Do most indie companies actually deal with producers at any point?
Most indie companies have to have typically they're run by a producer.
Okay. Now, on to my next question. Are NFTs still viable in today's current market?
No, the short answer is no. NFTs are not viable. No.
Oh, and I guess that negates my third question. It was, can I make NFTs under my company and set the taxes for the business?
And set the taxes for the business?
Yes, instead of me being liable for it personally.
I didn't follow that. And make the taxes I don't
Well,
explain.
like, if I were to set up NFTs, would I be able to set it up to where the business has to pay the taxes instead of me personally?
Yeah, you could that you're going to sell it through a corporation. Yes, if the corporation keeps the money.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, for independent studios, what other resources would you recommend for gaining financial aid?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
Um, sorry. Say that again. Where would I go? Say that. Sorry.
For indie studios, what other resources would you recommend for gaining financial aid?
Oh, equity offering. That's a securities offering. Running it. Looking for investors. Obviously. Um, Starting with mom and dad and friends and family, and then reaching out to whoever you can find, and then trying to sell it to, and then the other selling it to streamer studio, film company, um, partnering with a producer that's got some cash and that will put development money in exchange for the rights. Something along those lines.
Okay. But how do you get people interested in your content without funding? Some
That's
people,
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, what do what is your content? A script?
um, I have a script and a pitch. I've got voice actors. I've got a composer, and I've got an artist. We're working on creating an animatic to post to YouTube.
Okay.
So, um, I'm more interested in like, have you ever heard of VivziePop?
No.
The creator of Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss?
Yeah. No. No. Don't know that.
Okay. Um, she has connections. She has the ability to get people that she needs for her project. Okay. How can I myself compete with someone like that?
You've got to do the same thing. You're going to have to figure out how to. You need invest. It sounds like you need invest. Somebody in that position needs investors to get create the project and create it either as far as they can get, all the way from creating a teaser trailer to actually making the film or the series.
Okay. Is YouTube really a good place to start?
Yeah, you absolutely absolutely because that it can show. Do you have the ability to actually do something? Most people just run around and talk, and so it's 90. You're at least limiting down to 10% of the people that can actually do something. And then the next question is, can they get any hits? Can they get traction? Can they show that they can create compelling content, even if it's short form? So it's a great way to just learn how to run a camera and get it online and make it happen.
I guess the hardest part would actually be trying to get viewers. I mean, on social media, this only can get you so far.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause even advertising, not everyone's going to click that link.
No, it's look, that's what's this is the difference between good content and bad content. It's got to be something that's compelling enough that it becomes viral. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, can COPPA mess with an animated show on YouTube despite its content? Because COPPA is labeled animation as being for kids and has gotten on YouTube Google's case about it. And many shows on YouTube got listed as for kids where they lost the comment section and could not be listed in the search.
I'm sorry. What is COPPA?
COPPA, uh, it prevents companies online from being able to get information for kids under or people under a certain age.
Okay.
And they've gotten on YouTube about the fact of a lot of things has been deemed for kids, and they're still getting people's information. And now they've listed as been what's COPPA compliant, and animation has been listed under that, despite a lot of animation not being for kids specifically. And a lot of YouTubers have actually ended up in a position where their content has been removed from being able to be found or even seen because of COPPA.
I'm afraid I just have no idea about this. I don't know. No knowledge about COPPA.
I thought you would, because it was a major thing where people were getting sued also because of it.
Not unfortunately, not our clients. We don't make my clients don't make content for children, or do they? They don't do animation, so I'm just not familiar with it.
Okay. Now, with the metaverse a failure, do you suggest other places to build for?
Well, the metaverse is not a failure yet. Remember, it's supposedly coming, and there are a lot of people trying at it, and obviously Zuckerberg. It is. I've got clients that are absolutely still gung ho for the metaverse. I will tell you that are sinking significant money into it. So it's not over yet.
Okay.
But I have limited expectation for the metaverse, given that you have to wear goggles, and I don't think people want to wear goggles. I just don't. I don't think people are going to want to sit at home wearing goggles.
It kind of reminds me of Tom Clancy's Net Force, where people would actually access the internet in a virtual 3D space where you would go into like brick and mortar stores within the VR world. That's kind of what it's reminding me of.
Mm-hmm.
I actually hope it takes off, because I think it would do well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see. It could be great. Another forum, obviously, for content if it can work. So that's for sure. I hope it does.
Though with VR, I wonder if it's possible to make movies or series where people can see the show how they wish. One where people can move around in a small area and see things differently from different angles, but they can still watch the story unfold without interacting with it.
Yeah, well, that'll be the metaverse. So that's what you're describing, is that the metaverse, and that's the hope, right? Exactly that.
I did not know that. I mean, I didn't hear too much about the metaverse other than from a lot of gamers saying that it failed.
Oh no, it hasn't. So it hasn't failed, and that what you just described is kind of partially the intent, that you can manipulate the surroundings and make things happen the way you want it to happen.
Okay. Okay. So about AI, can an AI really crank out an animation based on screenplay and concept art?
Yeah. AI is coming like a freight train. People are totally overlooking what's happening. I wrote about this a year or two ago, maybe 2 years now, and it'll be creating entire scripts, movies. I mean, it's doing some fantastic artwork already. It's writing books. It can write an entire screenplay. It can make content. It can do visuals. It can do the music. I mean, it won't be long before AI makes an entire film. It will not be long. And there's already, you go on YouTube and search AI content, and you'll find already some amazing, amazing stuff, all the way from deep fakes, obviously, where you can create an image of Tom Cruise or whoever just to be exactly like them, to dances. They're winning music awards. They are winning art awards. It's unbelievable what AI can do. Absolutely.
But isn't AI more based on an algorithm, unless you actually were to input information of the content?
Well, it's based on whatever you load it in, whatever you load into it. So it takes whatever information you give it and works from there. And it can work with you can literally feed in every film ever made and then say to it, please make a comedy, make a horror film, and it'll be able to do it.
That's kind of amazing, though. I feel like it would kind of take away from a lot of the creative process.
Oh, it completely takes away the creative process. It is the creative process. I mean, this gets to the fundamental question of what are human beings? Are we some magical, God gifted with souls and things, or are we just bits and pieces and nerves that go have zeros and ones? And the answer, I think that's the answer. I think we are, and I think that we're physical and we have neuron connections, and the massive computers now have the same neuron connections. They're getting to the exact same billions of connections that we have, and they can do exactly what we do, and they are. So yeah, they are replacing us as the creative input. Absolutely.
But AI would still be bound by the same law that we have of every story ever told has already been written, told, or whatnot.
Well, then you get into some fascinating questions that are already now at subject of litigation, which is copyright infringement. Are the people are all the information that has been fed into the computer? Those people owning that content that has been fed in are now suing. So they're suing for the upload, and then they're also suing for the output, which is they're saying, well, your output must be based on what you input, and I'm part of the input, and therefore you're infringing my copyright and my rights, whatever. So this is going to be a very hotly litigated issue, and it's already multiple litigations filed. There was a new one filed just yesterday by Getty, the owner of all the Getty Pictures, they own a huge library of photos.
Mm-hmm.
And they are suing because AI loads up all the photos and then creates new photos. And so Getty Photos is suing over that. And writer and artists have done it, and writers have done it. And so this is going to be the fascinating litigation for the future. Absolutely.
See, I would actually love to be able to take my pilot screenplay and see what it can do. But of course,
you can do it. Trust. There's already you can put it online right now and go do it. You can go. There's AI, from Chat GPT to all kind that can take whatever you input and modify it. Absolutely.
All for the right price, of course.
Not even for free. They'll do it for free.
I've never managed to find any free ones. Everything I've found has been, you got to pay a monthly fee or something.
I tried Chat GPT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is my own personal question away from all that. Since I have my own studio, at what point will I have to register with a guild? I mean, I'm a screenwriter and auteur director.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to register with any guild.
You don't.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to.
And lastly, I thought this would last a little longer, but I only had so many questions. How do you get endorsements for an animation where you really can't put any of the product placement within it?
Well, why? Why can't you put product placement within it?
Well, in my particular instance, every character is an animal,
yeah.
Except for one character is actually human, and it actually takes place in Africa.
Okay.
So how would I be able to actually place a product within it?
Be creative. I mean, there's obviously products in Africa. What time is it set in? Is there like current?
The only hint I can give at is it takes place a little bit of time after the Rwanda incident.
Okay. So you would do two things. You would find somebody that might want to endorse the product as presented by somebody that likes the message that has nothing to do with product placement.
Mm-hmm.
So that's plan A. And there's plenty of companies that do that because they want to be associated with good content, particularly if it's family oriented or any number of things. And second is find something that works in that universe of the animation, something that I mean I do this all the time, and people figure it out. how to put products into all kind of films. So it's just a matter of what will work, what would fit.
Okay. All right. Well, I couldn't think of any more questions that I have for this podcast, but I thank you for joining us here today. For those who wish to get into the industry but don't know where to start, there's a website you can join that teaches you more about the industry, where you can even pitch ideas to professionals for feedback. Just head online and check out Stage 32. You can find me on there under Matthew D. Rhodes. Next month, our guest will be Tracy Puffell from the TV show Shameless, and we'll discuss behind the scenes and other interesting aspects with her on set. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Moore?
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for
Okay.
joining us today.
Thank you. Cheers. All the best.